What up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. This is the wrestling news on October 26, 2024 for you all today, where we're going to be talking about the wildest and intriguing wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA Assassinators need to know from the Wrestle Zone article. And we're going to start off today with the most intriguing news, and that is Dirty Dominic on his heat. And explain that he don't get why people hate him, and Judgment Day member doesn't understand the hate he gets from the WWE universe. Dominic Mysterio was a recent guest on the Inside podcast with Chris Van Vliet. When asked about the heavy boos he gets from fans, like when he tries to speak, Mysterio admits that sometimes the boos are so much that he has to give up on his promos. And this is what he explains. Sometimes I just give up on my promos because I can't just sit there for 2 minutes and try to talk when they're not letting me. So it's just we have to move on, whether it's to Finn or JD or even Liv. I just got to look at them and be like, you guys say something, say something, let me talk. When asked why the WWE Universe hates him so much, Mysterio said in response he can understand people being jealous of him, but he doesn't get the hate. Other than jealousy, he continued, because I'm good looking, have the best hair, best mustache, basically breed champions, and I have the best women's world champion by my side, Liv Morgan, of course. So I understand. So I can understand why people are jealous. I don't get why they hate me. I've never done anything to them. They're Sylvians. Whatever he meant by saying that, but what do you make out of Dirty Dominic Mysterio? They're so jealous of him with saying they're that he has the good looks, and do you think that's the reason why they hate him? Or is it because of something else, which we all know the real reason, ever since he very first became Dirty Dom in the first place, which I'm probably not going to be talking about it right here, but maybe in a different video for a different day, unless it's the topic about his quote-unquote deadbeat dad, which I don't think he's a deadbeat. If he was a deadbeat, he wouldn't be a legendary wrestler that helped got him in the business in the first place. But moving forward, we got some Joe Hendry news now. In winning the TNA World Title, would be validation for every sacrifice I've made, said the TNA star. And Joe Hendry says winning the TNA World Championship at TNA Bound for Glory would mean everything to him. At TNA Bound for Glory, Joe Hendry will challenge Nick Nemeth for the TNA World Championship. He will aim to win the title for the first time. And speaking with Stephen Milhausen, the takedown on SI, Joe Hendry was asked to comment on what winning the world title would mean to him. He describes, it would mean it's all in the name. It would mean the world because that would be validation for every sacrifice that I've made for his journey. Like every time that it just didn't feel like things were happening every time that it would have been like so easy to walk away. It would have been so easy to give up. Yeah, it will be proof that hard work pays off. To be able to show that to my fan base and my family, like who have all believed in me, like it would mean absolutely everything. It would mean the world for me to show that to the fans like that. Look, you guys hijacked like the show, like you hijacked the plans. You made Joe Hendry the number one contender. You put me in this spot. All I have to do is deliver. Like now and finish it. And WrestleZone said they will have full coverage of TNA Bound for Glory as it airs tonight on October 26th. And who do you think is going to win the TNA World Championship, or who's going to walk out of being, let me rephrase that. Do you think it's going to be Nick Nemeth, or do you think it's going to be Joe Hendry? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. I think it could be Joe Hendry, like even though I don't really watch TNA like I used to do, but it just seems like Joe Hendry, like he's starting to get more popular than ever. And he's even making the show that haven't been relevant in years. I mean, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah, haven't been the most popular like from the last decade. Like, and he's starting to get catch some mainstream eyes from even those that are not wrestling fans. Like, all thanks to his music, including his catchy hit, I Believe in Joe Hendry. Like, I believe in Joe Hendry. And then the pose, like the side, like, or something like that. I don't know. Like, how to do it. Like, he does it. And he also even wrestled my YouTube homie, Simon Miller, like in the TNA Turning Point match last November. Well, it was still Impact Wrestling at the time when Scott D'Amore was still in management before Anthem Sports bought TNA out and rebranded that name. But yeah, and let me add. Do you think Joe Hendry has what it takes to become the TNA World Champion with everybody in the world behind him? Like, and do you think he is ready for the big one? Like, I think he is. Like, and he even nearly won the NXT Championship from Ethan Page back a few months ago. And he even have a very catchy. He even made that song "Ethan Sucks" and "Believe in Joe," or Joe put on. I mean, Ethan put on some clothes, whatever it's called. Like, he even made that a very catchy song. I still remember that specific verse on the lyrics. Like Ethan sucks. Believe in Joe. Ethan put on some clothes. Yeah, you get the rest. But anyways, yeah, I want to wish him the very best of luck on tonight's TNA Bound for Glory, and hopefully he does walk out his TNA works. And nothing against Nick Nemeth. I'm a massive fan of his as well. But it's just that Joe Hendry just needs that spotlight of becoming a world champion, even if it is even if it is to a wrestling company that not a lot of wrestling fans watch anymore. Only just a fair like few, like a handful. But yeah, wish him the very best of luck onto that. But moving on, we got Sting highlights the biggest differences like in wrestling since he started. Sting misses the colorful characters that were in wrestling during his heyday. Before retiring earlier this year, Sting was one of the last wrestlers from a bygone era. Like he began his career in the 1980s, wrestling alongside like legends like Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, and the Ultimate Warrior. He worked throughout the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and even the 2020s, or 2020s, I should say, another word for it. Something that very a few wrestlers like can boast having like worked like in WCW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, and WWE, and even AEW. He has wrestled like in par, unpar, paral, unparalleled variety of opponents in Sting's legendary career. Like, however, there is something Sting misses. Like the only something Sting misses like from when he started wrestling. Sting spoke with kayfabe friends at the Cauliflower Alley Club, where he was asked what he misses from when he started in the business. The icon noted that the character were more colorful back then, like with Sting accusing the current generation of being more gray, and yeah, and he replied, "When I began, like I learned from characters like Macho Man Randy Savage, who was completely over the top with his character. So I mean, I did add some of that. Again, I liked it. I loved the the flamboyancy, like all the color, and I miss some of that now." Over the years, it seems like a lot of the guys have just turned kind of gray. Yeah, everybody just kind of has the same kind of color, like uh, and it's not just their gear, like or the colors like they wear, but their personas, like in personalities, like everybody just kind of seems the same. When I first got into the business, like it was good guys and bad guys, baby faces, heels, rights, and man, I think that really make a difference. I really do. And do you agree with Sting and the new generation of the wrestling businesses? That's where he's coming from. Where he said it's too gray and not colorful and original or creative. Like it's only just a very few, which I kind of agree with the icon. Like maybe it like the mass majority of wrestlers. It's like when they have a character, like it's pretty much the same thing. Like whether if it's the promoter that's telling them to be these specific characters, or they come up on their own, like or they're like everybody's inspired with one wrestler specifically, and they just thought they could be the same way. But it only could be like one inspired wrestler that should be doing this to take a page out of a legendary wrestler's playbook. But but let me know down in the comments section right down below if you agree or disagree with the 40-year veteran of Sting. And let's move on to the next slide and let's talk about Deonna Purrazzo explains her decision to leave TNA Wrestling. And we got some news about Virtuosa explains why that she left the Nashville-based promotion. And she's one of the most declarated knockouts in TNA wrestling in history, like in her time in the company, and decided to depart it with them. 23. All Elite Wrestling's Deanna Purrazzo was the latest guest on Insight with Chris Van Vliet. Man, how many guys that Chris Van Vliet's been interviewing? This week it was Dominic Mysterio. Now it's Deanna Purrazzo as well. Like, yeah, he's everywhere, and he's interviewing all types of AEW and WWE wrestlers. I wish I could be like him one day. Something tells me I will, like if I get more big and then but it's one step at a time. I've been doing this podcast videos for a good year now. Like I'm just still getting used to this and trying to know everything that I've been doing from the last, say, like 12 months. No, 14 months. Yeah, 14 months. Because I've been doing it since August 2023. And it's October 2024. Yeah, it's 14 months. Yeah. But anyways. But yeah. When asked like about her, they're talking about Deanna, not Chris. But anyways, like her decision to depart TNA Wrestling, Purrazzo said it just came down to feel like she had done everything she could possibly do there, and she she explained. I just felt like at the end of the last year, I kind of had done everything. Like I had been a 3-time Knockouts World Champion, like Knockouts World Tag Team Champion, and I had carried the brand and become the Reina's champion in Mexico with with not CMLL, AAA. Well, I'm talking about. I'm too used to saying CMLL when obviously, yeah, and she was the Reina's champion in Mexico with AAA. I had went to wrestling Ring of Honor. I had main evented AEW Dynamite, representing Impact. Like, what else was there for me to do here that would continue to level me up? Just felt like I've worked with everybody in the locker room. Like I'm comfortable here. Like it's time now to get like out of my control zone or my comfort zone. What am I even talking about? I get out of my comfort. It's with an M and then with an F and then like with an M and an F. Like how I can get that. I can get that messed up. Like when and then the R is in the opposite side where it is with control. Like if it was control, like the R would be right after the second O. What am I even talking about right now? It's a comfort zone. You need to get out of your comfort zone. I don't know how I can mess this up. Okay, I better continue before I make it worse. Purrazzo says she got comfortable like in TNA during in that same interview. When Deanna Purrazzo, in that same interview on the Inside, Deanna Purrazzo added she knows moving to AEW meant learning a new system. She believes she has a lot more to accomplish and now feels like herself again. And said, I had been comfortable at TNA for so long. I knew the system. I knew the people. I knew the position I was in. I was on top there, so there was more leeway for me to give my opinion or my pitch ideas. Like coming into AEW, you kind of need to earn those rights. Yes, there's so much left for me to do. I feel like I'm just now feeling like myself again, feeling like, oh, okay, this is the Virtuosa. I've been there 9.5 months now. Like that first stretch, like it was like I don't know like that. I don't know what I'm doing or who I am. I'm working a brand new system with television and times, and I felt really thrown off. So I feel like now I'm finally getting in a groove like that will propel me. But what are your thoughts on Deanna Perrazzo's side that she left TNA? And do you think these were good reasons? Like because she did what when she knew like where her position was and what was the system was like, and knew the people and everything there. Like so, like in her eyes, like it was time for her to move on to a new wrestling company, even though like she had to do start all again, learning a new system, new style, and new position, like in which is the place like AEW because they're sort of different and different than what TNA is. They're, they're like basically what TNA was like about 15 years ago, and I mean that in a compliment way. Like with them being the biggest, the second best, the second biggest wrestling promotion in all of professional wrestling. I'll say at least in America side of things, of course. I mean, it is the second popular place because like name a second company that's popular in the wrestling business besides WWE. Everybody will point to AEW. Like so I think that she totally did an upgrade. Like, went from TNA to AEW. I mean, if she went to WWE, it still would have been a upgrade. Like, given that the new management, like are looking for talent that they're trying to push to the moon, like they just did with the Motor City Machine Guns when they left TNA, and then yeah, and 6 months later they joined WWE or made their debuts in WWE. They already signed their contracts like months prior, like in this where, and then 6 months later after leaving TNA, they become WWE Tag Team Champions 7 days after they made their WWE debut, which I'm still giving them the humongous congratulations. Which reminds me, I think I totally forgot that to tell you that we finally saw a reunion of the Usos. Like they embraced each other right in the ring. They just gave each other a big hug with Roman Reigns right on stage, giving a very certain look, which it looks very interesting. Like he was thinking like it's where he probably was yeeting all like repeatedly in his head, like about 12,000 times, which I don't know how many times, if he can actually do that. Like, if he can actually can say yeet like that many times, like, I would probably would pay him like $50,000 that I don't have. But anyways, let's uh let's move on to the next slide. Like, but yeah, I hope for Deanna Perrazzo to get some that same success in All Elite Wrestling one day. Like they do look like Anthony Khan do see like some kind of a future into her. Like considering that she's paired up with Taya Valkyrie, even though Taya Valkyrie's not the most like on not even on the top five of the best women in AEW. I can name that right here without breaking the sweat. But I'm just gonna move on to the next slide. Yeah, wish Deanna Purrazzo the best. Hoping she becomes AEW Women's World Champion probably by 2026 because 2025 is the year for a special particular women's wrestler that has the potential that could be the women's champion and main event AEW All In, which I'm not sure if I should mention it by name, but let's say it could be she can make history. That's all I could say. But Tony, we got some Tony D'Angelo news up next, like with Tony D'Angelo news, like with him, like his sharing his thoughts on to his NXT boss, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, saying he is a genius, like he's all for the business. And then we got and as a kid, like would say, the kid says nowadays, Shawn Michaels is cooking, like my boy Timeless Tim would say. But for the last 2 years, the WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels have has served as the head of the NXT in this the head creative the director, I guess you could say, of WWE NXT. Like in his role, like Michaels oversees the creative direction and growth of the NXT talent, as well as the overall brand. Like one of the talents like currently developing under the direction like of Michaels is NXT current North American champion Tony D'Angelo, who made his WWE debut in October 2021. Which I remember that to this day. Exactly 3 years ago, he did make his debut with the likes of Grayson Waller and Braun Breaker. Well, Grayson Waller and Braun Breaker had been there like a month prior of that year, back in September 2021. You get what I'm trying to say. There was like plenty of brand new talent that was coming from the 2.0 era of NXT. Like, and he's still there to this day, even though the likes of Braun Breaker and Grayson Waller made their call-ups like from the past couple of years. But moving on, during in a recent interview with the Ringer Wrestling Show, D'Angelo opened up about his experience working with Michaels. Like, and he explains Sean is all like for the business. Like, if you show him that you're willing to work hard and willing to do what best for everything, he will help you. It's HBK, Mr. WrestleMania. He's the man. Will do film and whatnot. Like, he just has ideas and sees things. 3.5 years in the business, I wouldn't see like his mind for the business is insane. He's a genius. He's always cooking. He's awesome, like, and has been great to me. I have nothing but good things to say about the guy. He's welcomed like me into this business with open arms. Of course, I have to show him that I'm willing to work. I think I proved that. Now, like, it's about putting out what's best in working together. I trust him to lead the ship. When it comes to wrestling, I'm the Don still. Like, when it comes to my own stuff, he can do what he has, but I have to do what I have to do. Recently, NXT made a big broadcast move by coming aboard the CW network. In doing so, NXT ended its 5-year run on the USA network and subsequently began a new era with a new logo and a new stage. D'Angelo began a new era for himself as well when he defeated Obafemi for the NXT North American Championship on the October 8th edition of NXT, the second episode on the CW, and also live in St. Louis, Missouri. But what are your thoughts on Tony D'Angelo's high praise for his NXT boss and the head talent head of creative and the talent development leader, I guess you could call it, the Heartbreak Kid. And again, and do you think this is all true, what he's saying? Which, he works with him, so it's obviously true, because why would he need to lie? Like, if Shawn Michaels is the complete opposite on what Tony D'Angelo just said to him, that was completely complimentary nice of the Don to say, because it's true. Like, he has nothing but nice things to say, because he's just he's a cool boss like that be cooking in the creative room, like, to see what who should he book, like, to be the top star, who should be the champion, who should main event whatever show they have, like whether if it's a big event or their weekly show, their premium live events. Like, yeah, and the way I'm seeing this, he's like Triple H 2.0, like basically, like from like both when Triple H was in NXT and now in the main roster in the Renaissance era of WWE. Like I could see like a mini 2.0 Triple H into the Heartbreak Kid. Yeah. He knows how to book, like who should get the opportunities, and then with them having this deal with TNA, bringing in the likes of Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry and the Rascals, like and even Rosemary, like they be doing some very entertaining stuff, and like and it's like a partial TNA show, like when they bring them in from TNA. And it's like and then the way like I review the videos, like with such so much investment into the NXT show, it's like if I'm like if I know exactly what's going on in TNA, but even though like like I haven't watched TNA in a couple years now, like but you get what I'm trying to say. Like it's like basically like you like it's like Shawn Michaels could be a promoter or a head booker for any company, even if like he did went to the other company, like in the competition, he could be successfully cooking like what should be done into that business, like when it comes to talent or matches, angles, what else, and even the cities that they should take place in, like and even take smaller venues, like if it's not like a big event, which that should be for the big like the big what's that called, like for the big shows, like an All In or Grand Slam or even whatever big pay-per-view that's like their version of a WrestleMania, just like All In. But let me know down in the comment section right down below, and I'm gonna definitely agree with Don of NXT onto this one. But moving on forward, we got some Robert Stone news now. As he says, the working relationship between WWE and TNA is surreal. It's great for fans and wrestlers. Robert Stone says like the working relationship between the both the Nashville and Stanford-based companies would have been impossible years ago, which he's not lying, because this looked like back from 2007 to 2010, they were bitter rivals. Like when they were battling each other in ratings war. Well, I'll say especially in 2010 when they moved to Monday nights, like which some might say like maybe it was not like the most best idea, like because they were trying to do anything to beat Monday Night Raw, like which it was kind of being like WCW all over again with the Monday Night Wars. But yeah, like let's continue like to talk about what the second what the assistant manager of NXT had to say while speaking to the Casual Conversations with the Classic. Like Robert Stone, like who had a run as Robbie E in TNA, was asked to comment on the relationship between WWE and TNA. He replied, "I mean, it's so cool. Like I did a post like on Instagram last week. It was a picture of me with picture of me wrestling AJ Styles, and it was from 2012. Like someone like tweeted like in it like to me, and it made me go, in that time, what's going on? What would possible? You never would have thought like something like this would happen, like ever, and the fact that it is surreal. It's surreal. Like it's just cool so cool. It's so cool for the wrestling fans. People say, I want to see this guy versus this guy. Like, no, that will never happen. Like, well, like you never know. It actually might or could happen now. Like, and it's great for a lot of the newer NXT people who are getting to experience a different ring, a different crowd, a different setup, because everything is sports entertainment. To me, it's all about experience. You want to get as many experiences as you can. It makes you better, makes you a better performer. But what are your thoughts? And I more questions. And do you agree that it's more of an opportunity, considering that WWE is partnering with TNA Wrestling, and they even did business with the likes of GCW, AJPW, Pro Wrestling Noah, and I believe DDT and Marigold in Japan, and maybe even a little partial New Japan deal, because we had the likes of Carl Anderson and who else that wrestled in NJP? I think Shinsuke Nakamura, right? Or I know like they wrestled like in Marigold and Noah, Shinsuke Nakamura and Io Sky and AJ Styles, but I'm not sure. Like only thing I remember was Carl Anderson dropping the Never Openweight Championship to who was it, Hikuleo, which he rumored to join WWE since his brothers Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are now in the company. But let me know down in the comment section right down below. But yeah, like I totally agree. Like back in the day, like this, like I'd like to see a crossover dream match, like with somebody from WWE and TNA gonna fight each other in a either WWE or TNA ring, and then probably somebody in that time would be like, "That's impossible because they're in two different companies. They're battling against each other in ratings war." But now, like things have changed, like since Vince McMahon left, and yeah, he resigned. All thanks to the of the what's that called, the lawsuit with Janelle Grant. Like, and now like that, and now he's no longer a board member of the TKO Group Holdings, like with that endeavors the new owner of WWE, like along with them being a parent company of UFC, like in with Triple H is the head booker, and then Shawn Michaels is the head Uh, Triple H is the head booker on the main roster. While Shawn Michaels is the head booker of NXT. You never know what could happen in the in the foreseeable future in the business. Like, and some just tells me like they're not quite over yet with these working relationships. Just saying. But moving on, we got AJ Francis, explaining his TNA status, like of his contract, and saying TNA has the best wrestling product on the planet. And AJ Francis, the former Top Dollar, says TNA is the better wrestling product on it. And he wants to get the more eyes on it. AJ Francis, formerly known as Top Dollar, has had a successful run since he joined the Nashville-based company in January 2024. Meanwhile, the company has gained momentum throughout the year. Like the company will hold on their biggest show of the year, which is Bound for on October 26th. And then speaking with Muscle Man Malcolm, AJ Francis was asked to comment his goal in TNA, and he I replied, my goal is to continue to elevate TNA. Like TNA is the best wrestling product. Like, oh, come to a show, we'll prove it. Like every single time, watch our pay-per-views, like our PLEs, we'll prove it every single time, but we don't have the viewership other people do. I'm trying to change that, trying to bring more eyes to TNA. That's why I talked about TNA on the Pat McAfee show. Like who else like ever done that? Who else on TNA like had credentials like at media role at the Super Bowl like in the past year? Like I've been on Fox, like CBS, ABC, ESPN. Who else is doing it like me and all of wrestling? Nobody. I'm the hottest in the game. And yeah, WrestleZone will have coverage of TNA Bound for Glory tonight as it goes on the air. And what are your thoughts on Top Dollar trying to make TNA like more popular again, and with him doing that by getting some mainstream success along with his wrestling success in the company, like with him being on the likes of ESPN, ABC, Fox, NBC, and yeah, CBS and etc. Like, well, I think I messed up on the NBC part and meant to say CBS. Like, but yeah, his point is like he's been doing everything that not even a popular main event TNA wrestler would do, which that could be some good free publicity. Well, I'm not sure if I should use the term free. I would say just to get, I'll say gain some publicity, I should say, yeah. And I hope that TNA does get that same success from like years ago, and in this time will not be like in their lowest of lows anymore. And then they could be like the third biggest wrestling brand in all of pro wrestling, because WWE is going to remain number one, because yeah, like every YouTuber, like my fellow YouTuber said, like they had like a 40 to 50 years advantage of experience over both AEW and TNA. So everybody's going to easily going to recognize WWE. Like is the main show. Like if you name like NBA, I mean name basketball or football in the conversation about a company like of a league, like for football, basketball, and baseball, like everybody's gonna assume NFL, NBA, and MLB, and also in hockey as well, which is called NHL, and then soccer, MLS, and yeah, etc. Yeah. So it's gonna be, and that's how wrestling is like with WWE. Like it's a company that it's a company like that's been around for over 60 years. So excuse me. So yeah, of course that everybody's gonna know who the heck is the WWE is if they're in, like if they know anything about professional wrestling. But but I want to ask you this question before I move on to the final news story for today. And do you think that AJ Francis is going to make a huge change for WW for for TNA? Well, I'm talking about WWE. Do you think he's going to make a huge change for the Nashville-based company, or do you think that like he's only going to get like as much as he can, like at least in the mainstream internet communities side of things? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. I mean, I already knew the guy before he joined TNA. Like considering he used to wrestle in WWE, the most popular and biggest wrestling company in the world right now. So yeah, of course you're going to recognize him from there if you're aware of Top Dollar, but. And I thought like I said dollar, but I meant to say dollar. Yeah, with just the A without the R. That ends it with. And his role is hit roll. But moving forward, we're going to end today's news story for some spoilers. And if for those that don't want to be spoiled, I would highly recommend you to skip to the next. To skip like for anybody watching this on the on the replays, I would suggest you skip right like 10 minutes of this video, like at the 55 or the 54 minute mark, I should say, and also and I would recommend like for those, and if y'all watching this live, then click out this video so you won't be spoiled what's going to be happening on the pre-taped November 1st episode of SmackDown. And it says right here on October 25th, like WWE taped the November 1st episode of WWE Friday Night SmackDown, which I mentioned last night on my SmackDown review video. I assumed that they're already making it while I was making my podcast video. But anyways, it said from the Barclays Center, like in Brooklyn, New York, and according to PW Insider, with these spoilers, like we will be seeing the Street Profits and B-Fab defeat Pretty Deadly in a normal tag team match, while Io Sky defeats Bianca Belair, Lash Legend, Piper Niven. I wonder who's going to win the Women's Tag Team Championship match at Crown Jewel after this win. And also we got the WWE Women's Champion, WWE Women's World Champion Liv Morgan with Dirty Dominic Mysterio, like in the ring face to face with the WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax, who was interrupted, setting up a match between Morgan and her, and Morgan defeated Tiffany Stratton with Nia Jax then lay out Liv Morgan out, which I wonder who exactly is going to win this Crown Jewel Championship match. And also we got Naomi and Bayley defeating Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell of the Way. And then we also got Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso had a triple promo segment about getting back together, and Jey discussed facing the Bloodline at Crown Jewel, which we might be having that match as well. Got Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes take on Imperium's Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser, which they successfully defeated, and that's gonna jeopardize of me picking Cody Rhodes on this match, but I think it is probably the best move to follow up to get some revenge for Cody Rhodes laying out. Cody Rhodes being laid out by the Imperium member, and Randy Orton made it in time. So yeah, I guess this makes sense that way to make it evenly. What's that called? Making it evenly pattern right here in this path. But what are your thoughts on today's results from Friday Night SmackDown next week on November 1st? And do you think it's gonna be exactly like how it's been told onto this on the spoilers, like according to PW Insider? For those that, and this is by the way, for those Assassinators that want to be spoiled, do you think that they're gonna do you think it's gonna end up this way? And do you think that do you think that who's gonna be the winners and the losers of the Crown Jewel pay-per-view? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. And I'm not sure about the original Bloodline taking on the new Bloodline at Crown Jewel. Maybe they should continue to wait until afterwards, like Survivor Series, perhaps, where they could even add add another member that used to been on the original Bloodline as well. And he's and this guy could happen to show up and help out, with Jey Uso could convince him to join them at Survivor Series, only for just one night and one night only, which at first he'll be a little hesitant until he gets convinced, and is where then he would join into the Bloodline family again, and that man is none other than Honorary Uce himself, Sami Zayn, and this is where they can defeat the new bloodline at Survivor Series. But at the same time, we could see the return of The Rock, and he could attack the OG bloodline and help out Solo Sikoa with him being like revealing that he is the mastermind of this new bloodline. And this was Plan B in case if Roman Reigns lost the Universal title and he will never come back again, and because of shame and embarrassment and consequential reasons as well. But none of that occurred with Roman Reigns because he just took considering his father sadly passed away in June. He kind of sounds similar to somebody that I might know. Perhaps I'm seeing like him, like having a similar heartbreaking news like that. Like it may be in the same day, but that's going to be a different story for a different day. It's too emotional to talk about right now. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below how the old bloodline versus new bloodline match is going to end up like. Do you think it's going to be with the faces winning or the heels winning with the little assist from a certain boss that's finalized? But let me know down in the comment section right down below from on the SNA podcast to your favorite Super Ninja Assassin. And yeah, I guess this is it for today at SNA Assassinators. And that was all of the news stories from the wrestling news on the Wrestle Zone article. And let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. I'll say the more that had me intrigued was I'll say Joe Hendry and I'll say Tony D'Angelo about Shawn Michaels, I guess you could say. That was probably my favorite news stories, but let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button, considering hit the subscribe and the post notification bell if you haven't already. And yeah, you're gonna have more of these videos. And also make sure to check out my next videos. I'm hoping that the next one will be AEW Collision. I'm gonna give that a checkaroo right now. I'd like to see if I can be able to do a Collision review video. And seem like I can. Yeah, I'm likely going to be making a AEW Collision review video as soon as tonight on October 26th. Make sure to check that out. And I hope y'all have fun watching this video, and I hope that you guys will have a fun and safe Saturday afternoon. And I'll see you all in the next video with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye-bye, my Assassinator loyal fans. And I will see you guys later on in the evening to talk about what exactly went down on on the AEW Saturday Night Show. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye for now, my Assassinators. And thank you for your support. And I'll see you guys